All right, let's take a peek at what's going on here. We've surrendered about half those gains that we were experiencing, actually almost all of them, from when the markets wind of a dovish Fed governor indicating that she is less inclined to join the parade of fellow governors and district presidents who would like to raise rates sooner than later. That, again, is not an across-the-board sentiment. A dove will always be considered a dove. But Lyle Bernard among those now saying, you know what, there's still enough slack in the economy to warrant not moving. So the markets obviously initially celebrated that, went from about a 100-point gain to about a 190-point gain, and has since now trailed around a 112-point gain. So what's going on here? Well, Charlie Gasparino says he thinks he has an idea. We've also got the Hill's Judy Kurse and Emily Ekins here, director of polling at the Cato Institute. What do you think's happening?
It's an incredibly confusing situation with what investors are doing right now. When we talk about investors, we're talking about large investors that control the market. This isn't like the average retail guy is out, and these are a lot of algorithms where you press a button based on a news flash. So here's what I think is happening. The market knows that the economy is not a 4.9% unemployment economy. Your last guest said it right. If it was really a 4.9% unemployment economy, you can't have near zero interest rates. The market knows that. So any time you say we're going to raise rates, guess what? Market goes down. Every time you say we're not going to raise rates, we're going to put it off, it goes up. And I believe Janet Yellen, and this is where Donald Trump's on strongest ground. Janet Yellen wants. Listen, there's one undeniable economic achievement of the Obama economy, and that's the stock market, taken from 6 to 18 plus, and they don't want to screw that up. Now, complicating matters is I know for a fact the market is scared to death of a Donald Trump presidency. There's probably an algorithm that says when Hillary Clinton gets sick and he looks like he's going to win, sell. And I think that's why you're seeing the market give up some of its gains.
Overriding whatever this interest rate.
Listen, I'm not saying I agree with that sentiment because I think his economic plan is good, but the market is scared to death of him.
Judy, what do you make of that?
I don't know if the market is scared to death of him. Look, Neil, I want to talk about that speech he just gave to the National Guard that Trump just gave. You know, it's interesting to me that he would be picking up the crumbs of last week's controversy with the deplorable comment by Hillary Clinton instead of really serving up hot that dish that she gave to him with this health fiasco. I think that's maybe a miscalculation on his part, since that's what everyone seems to be talking about today.
Well, Emily, we're talking about no one talking about his taxes and everyone talking about her medical records. And I'm wondering what that tells you.
Well, I think the candidates have learned that they can get away with this secretive nature. You know, releasing tax records, medical records used to be routine, but we're living in this environment where this has become more secretive.
Well, I guess I wasn't clear. So, Emily, I'll take this up with you. This notion that maybe this has helped Donald Trump because now medical records are deemed more urgent and maybe more useful right now than tax records. What do you make of that?
Yes, I think that because it's taking the emphasis off of his tax records, and instead we're talking about Hillary Clinton's health, volatility, uncertainty. Markets don't like that. But to your earlier point about what the markets are telling us about this election, forecasting models of this election based on just economic indicators like labor participation rate, economic growth, all tell us that a Republican should be winning this November. Donald Trump should be winning, but he's not, right? Thus far, we have not seen him really pull into the lead in a systematic way. And so that's what's interesting, is that the economic indicators say that a Republican should be winning, but the markets don't trust Donald Trump.
Well, but Charlie raised an interesting point. Charlie, maybe the market, and every time it has these hiccups, it might be sensing the unknown with the Donald Trump.
Sure.
And markets, as you remind me, of blur uncertainty. And when that seems to just come to the head here, and all of a sudden it looks like he has a shot, they fear. Right?
Yeah, and listen, it's hard to sort of generalize about markets.
And we're not taking politics.
Right, we're not.
Just the battle of uncertainty.
But there are two overriding themes when you look at the performance of stocks lately. You know, take out corporate earnings, has not been that great. It's whether the Fed is or isn't going to raise rates. That will move the market. And I'm telling you, whenever it looks like Donald Trump is going to be president or Hillary Clinton is not going to be president, markets go down. All you have to do is look at the reaction to what was going on when James Comey looked for at least a few minutes like he was going to indict Hillary Clinton.
Right.
The Dow started tanking. When he said he wasn't, bingo, went back up again. The market markets are deathly afraid of Donald Trump. I'm not saying I agree with that. I don't want to get 10,000 tweets at me that you hate Donald Trump. I like his tax plan.
I usually get them going.
Yes, but I like his tax plan. But the markets think that he's an unstable force for the global economy.
All right, we have so much breaking news. I want to thank all of you. In the meantime.